Hi everyone. This is a quick demo to show you how to work with large assemblies using SimSolid. SimSolid is a new generation of structural design analysis software. It is intended to be used early in the design cycle to provide rapid insight on structural performance. A few things to remember about SimSolid. First, it's simple to use. It's based on new technology that uses high-order equations on a part and CAD feature basis and doesn't create a mesh. SimSolid works directly on the original unsimplified CAD geometry. Second, it's fast. It is typical to analyze large assemblies and get results in seconds to minutes. And finally, SimSolid is accessible. It's a small downloadable Windows application. It runs quickly on your desktop computer, so expensive HPC or slow batch cloud processes are not required. And all versions come with direct CAD integration to both SOLIDWORKS and Onshape. Okay, let's do a demo and show you the product. Here's an analysis of a large assembly from SOLIDWORKS. Okay, here's our assembly in SOLIDWORKS. It's a cement form sweeper, and it has a truck transportation stand, this stand at the bottom. And what we're going to try to do today with our analysis is try to size and evaluate this stand based on a few conditions of the sweeper. So, before you get started, you can see it's a decent sized assembly. It's got sub-assemblies and parts and things like that. You can see it's a fairly complex structure. To bring it into SimSolid, we just pick the Open in SimSolid button on our plugin. It will open up a memory pipe and bring those models, that assembly into SimSolid. It will bring material properties if they're available, but if they're incomplete, it'll tell you and warn you and not bring them across. So that's what it's telling you here. We'll say it's okay. And then it'll say, do you have some very small parts, you want to view them? It's okay for right now, so we won't do that. And then the third thing it does is ask me to create the connections between the parts. So I'll say okay, and that'll take a moment to do. As you notice, it's doing it. You can see our assembly came exactly the same structure. We have the parts, this assemblies, sub-assemblies, and parts. So exactly the same as it was in SOLIDWORKS. Okay, as the connections are completed, it says, well, we have 12 disconnected groups of parts. And what it'll do, it'll show you those disconnected groups, and it'll list them from most connected to least connected. So you can see most of our parts are connected. But if I go down, you'll see a few of them aren't, and you can see they're all in this model of the person. And I could come up here and just select them all and suppress them right here, but I don't want to do that because there are a few that are connected wrong. So what I'll do is I'll just close here, and then I'll look at the assembly structure in my project tree. And you can see that there is that worker right there. So I can just suppress it right here. I'll suppress all the selected parts, and it gets rid of that worker. And while I'm at it, why don't I suppress just a few more things? I don't have to, but let's go up here. I don't really need these for my analysis. I'll show you. So I'll just pick that part, and I'll pick that part, and then I'll suppress that as well. Now, I could continue to do that, but for what I'm going to do for the purposes here, it's not important. So things like this little part here, it's okay just to leave it in. What I want to do is I want to size this stand. So let's look at our system here a little bit. I have, let me hide the unselected parts. Here's my stand. And this is a stand, it's a truck stand. So what happens is this will be, bolted on the base of a truck, and a forklift will lift that cart over here and stick it on the stand. So what we want to do is size this stand such that if there's a sudden stop or shifting of the load, it'll be sufficient on the truck. And I can look at here's my corresponding the cart. So what I would do to do this, let's come in here and I want to analyze. I could just analyze the stand, but then the question would be, what are the loads to apply? I don't know the loads, but I do know the mass of this this large assembly, and I can create the loads for the stands from that. So let's just go first and let's just say, let's make all the parts in the model steel. That'll be a good approximation, and I'll apply it to all. But then what I want to do is I want to go back and say, well, this is really just I don't want to make it all steel. I'm just going to say this is a rigid part. And I know the mass of that part is about 200 kilograms. So I'm just going to say that's 200 kilograms. Again, we're just trying to use the cart to get the loads on the stand. And in a similar way, I'll go back here and make one more rigid part. I have this big sweeper drum. And that I know the mass of that as well. So I'll just pick that and just put the mass of that in. Okay, and everything else I'll just use the assumption of steel, which is not too bad. Okay, now if I want to do an analysis, let's do a very simple static analysis. I would, again, what I want to do is I want to have this cart on my stand, and then I'm going to load it in both the Z direction and the lateral X direction. I'm going to put an inertial load on that of 1G, and I'm going to take that 1G load off this mass of this structure and see what it does to the stresses on my stand. So to do that, I would come up here and first constrain the base. Then I would go up and make an inertial load. Let's do it in the global translation of Z, and let's do it a 1G load. Okay, so I've got constrained the base, I put an inertial load, I've done my connections, I'm ready to go. I don't need to make a mesh. So at this point, I am sufficiently modeled out to build my analysis. So I just pick this button here, and it'll do our first analysis. So it always says it does the geometry evaluation, it creates the equations, and it does 3 passes, 1, 2, 3. Evaluates results, and it's done. And I can look at the displacements there. Let's maybe look down that axis there, and here's the display shape, and you can see that that's kind of what you'd expect. So you have an inertial load in the Z, it's pushing it back in the negative Z, and this is the response I get. Now I can also go back in and look at stresses, and I can look at my stresses in that base. So here's what it looks like, and here's my deformed shape. Okay, what I can also do now is, that's my load in the Z, but I want to do a lateral load. Very easy to make the lateral load. I just take my structure here, let's just copy it. So make a second analysis, and I'll just edit this inertial load. Instead of having it in Z, I'll make it next, same 1G, and I'll just run that analysis. Okay, and then that would look, that analysis adds a deformed shape that looks like that, as you'd expect. So it's really, you have this big mass, and it's twisting, and it's giving a little bit of a flex and a side flex to that stand. And I can also look at maybe if I want to come back here and just look at the stresses only on the stand, I can just pick this and say I want to hide all unselected parts. I selected my stand, and then I can go back and look at my stresses. So something like that, and there's on my deformed shape. So there's what the stresses look like on the first load case, and there's the second load case. Okay, that's great, but it looks like we don't have that high of a stress, and you can see that we're not getting a lot of load in these cross members. So one of the things we might think about is seeing if we can reduce the mass. This seems to be a little bit over-designed. And let's see if we can take out a few of these internal cross braces and still keep the response reasonable. So we can do that very easily by creating a second design study. So what I would do is I come up here and I'd say, okay, there is my first design study. Let's just copy that to a second design study. And in the second design study, let's go back down and look at this. And let's look at that base again. I'm going to hide all the unselected parts. Maybe I don't want to turn that off. So there's my base. Why don't I go and try this analysis again, but let's suppress these internal parts. So let's take this part, and this part. Let's suppress them, just get them out of our analysis and see what that does. So I'm going to take the selected parts, I'll suppress them. I'm in my second design study. I can now show all hidden parts, and I can run that second study. Now, you know, I have two analyses. If I want to run them both together, all I need to do is pick this thing at the design study level, and we'll run both of them. So it'll run the first one here. Take a minute here. There's pass 3, pass done, it's done. You can tell that it's done by when it sees the little result item in the project tree. Okay, and the second one's done. And I can go back here and again look at the results here. And let's look at the von Mises stresses on this. And you can see it's really, before we do that, let's just go back and hide the everything but that. So let's hide the unselected parts there, like that. And there is our stand. And you know, I might want to come back up here and do the same thing. Let's go back here and hide the unselected parts. So I have just the stand in both of them. But now I can go back and easily look. Here is my stresses on the, that's my first load case on the second design study. Here is my second load case, and there's the stresses there. And you can see that they're in all those cases, it's not very high. And in fact, this load here versus the load up here, you can see with the cross member, it's not that much different. So by taking these three parts out of the assembly, I get a very similar result, but I have a much lighter structure. Okay, well that's analyzed in a large assembly in SimSolid. You know, just to quickly summarize, what I did was I brought in an assembly. I did multiple design studies. I did multiple load cases. I quickly, you know, evaluated what the performance impacts were from a couple of different design configurations. And I could use this, you know, maybe I don't completely remove those, but I can definitely make them much smaller. So I could have just easily gone back and forth in SolidWorks and changed the shapes there. But I think the thing that you can see is being able to analyze the full CAD geometry without meshing, it makes it much simpler to do, you know, complex analysis like this, and much easier to make your loads, because I don't have to, you know, do a lot of mental gymnastics to say what's the proper load. I can just use the overall assembly to create my load path. Well, that's our demo. Just to summarize, SimSolid is the next generation of design analysis software. It works on CAD geometry directly, without simplification and without meshing. It can analyze large assemblies. It's simple, it's fast, and it's accessible. We call SimSolid Simulation Reinvented. You can follow us online at the links listed here, or better yet, go to our website. There's information there in terms of white papers and quick start guides, and there's a link you can download and try SimSolid for yourself, a free 30-day trial. So I encourage everybody to go to the website and try SimSolid out.